106.7 Lights FM.
106.7 Light FM, Cubby and Christine in the morning. It's our good buddy. He's back in the building. Elijah Johnson from MJ the Musical.
Hi.
What is up?
Yo, what's going on? How you doing?
Nice to
EJ!
see
Good to see you guys.
Do people call you EJ ever?
I did when I was in my boy band. People called me EJ. It wasn't my favorite.
Okay,
but you
well,
know,
I'm sorry about that.
you know what? EJ, Eli, Elijah, whatever. I'll respond. So it's all good.
Good to have you back.
Good
How
to see
long
you.
have you been doing MJ the Musical, playing Michael Jackson?
Man, I've been doing it for about a year and like 8 months. It'll be 2 years in April.
Wow.
I think we haven't counted, but it's been like about 500 shows for me. I think I've done, which is kind of insane.
Do you know
But
your
yeah.
lines?
Kind of. You know what's truly what's so funny is like you get me on that stage, you get me in the wig and everything. Yes, if you ask me outside of it, I have no idea what I cannot recall. It's
have
like
to be
so
there.
muscle memory now,
Yeah.
which is great. But also like sometimes I'm like, what is that line? It takes me like 5 minutes to think about it. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's
Don't
such a
worry
great
about it.
show. It's
Yeah.
such a great show.
It is. We have such a fun time there, and Halloween is like the perfect night for you to be doing this, of course.
It's so fun in our building because like obviously it's Halloween, we all like dress up and the costumes and just decorations and everyone's doors and dressing rooms is awesome, but like there is like just a feeling of like, okay, it's coming, and like I don't
Yeah.
know, like I don't know if every Broadway show gets the like excitement that we do because of Thriller and like just its impact on the world globally, and around this time it's just really an extra fun time in our building, which
Well,
is cool.
you guys are you do Thriller every single performance.
We do.
But this for Halloween is going to be extra special.
It's gonna be amazing. We're gonna be doing a Thriller proper, like music video, like it's a whole all involved with our whole entire cast, and we're doing it now with all 3 productions around the world, which is amazing. We're doing it in London, and we're gonna do it on the tour. So it's just really special. And I have to give a special shout out to the tour because they're doing it in Detroit, where
I was
I'm
gonna
from,
say, your
which is
hometown.
hometown
In Detroit.
So it's gonna be pretty awesome.
What
So,
theater in Detroit?
Fox Theater,
Okay.
I believe. Yeah, and
All
so that's just like super fun. I just like love the little tidbit. I just love it's really fun.
Right.
Yeah.
Who hit you up for tickets? Like friends and family? How do they hit you up? Directly or through your people?
Through no, I think just hit me up. Yeah, just be
Really?
hey, Elijah, can I'm like, oh, we'll see what I can do.
Does it
And,
happen a lot?
Not all the time, but like, I mean, I love when my family comes and especially like old friends that because Michael likes to do like. That's how I got started in the business doing Michael stuff. So seeing the show afterwards, like my cousin just saw the show, and he was like, "I'm excited to see it." And he saw it, and he was like, "Whoa, this is like a lot bigger than what I thought it was gonna be." I was like, "Yeah, no, it's a whole thing. It's Broadway. Like it's a
It's
whole,
Broadway.
but it's pretty fun. Yeah."
Yeah, it's amazing. You really feel it. I mean, we've seen it how many times? 5, 6?
I've
Christine?
lost track. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll go back.
No, it's amazing.
I love it. And this one is like, we're encouraging people to go dressed up in costume.
Oh,
We've
yeah.
been giving tickets away. I mean, can they get up and dance with you? Or
Yes. I mean, listen. I have like be respectful of people who are there. Everyone's there to enjoy themselves. But I would say, just knowing me and my cast, we love when people interact and have a good time and enjoy themselves at our show. I know for me, the energy we feed off of it, and we love it. So it really especially on Halloween, and we're like in that space. Like, yeah, have a good time.
It
It's
gives you
like,
goosebumps. It really does. I
It's-
mean,
yeah.
it's incredible.
I like how you say you feed off the energy of the audience. And I don't mean
yeah.
this to be a bummer, but like, have you ever had a quote unquote dud audience where they're just like,
It's never
They're not
done.
getting
You know,
it.
it is truly like having done like almost like what feels like a bajillion shows. It's just the crowds are different. Some audiences are just like very respectful. They're quiet. They might laugh, but they'll be quiet. And then when we bow, they lose their minds. It just
Right.
depends on what it is. Sometimes they're from the jump are just like woo,
Yeah.
almost the entire show, which is like great. We love that. It's awesome.
Right.
But like it varies, and so like you never. It's something that like I think Rich and Tone, who are 2 choreographers who work with Michael, and they also choreograph for him. They work with all the Michaels across the board with MJ the Musical and any production we do. They said like don't you bring the vibe to the audience. You don't like let them dictate how the show goes. You bring that energy. So I think in that way it's helpful because sometimes like audiences are a lot more chill or they're really hyped, but either way that doesn't affect the mindset going in. You want to show them a good time and put on a good show. So,
yeah, I don't think anybody could go in there and even if they're like quiet about it, like not be excited about this show.
Right,
This
right.
is such a great show.
Now, I've seen some people in that show that are they're in the audience. They're almost dead. They're like 90 years old, and they start tapping their feet, like they're like they start bobbing their head. Like,
Wait,
whoa,
so you're working
even they're
miracles.
I mean, listen,
moving. You
it's, I
feel
mean,
the music. You know what I'm saying?
it's the music. It truly is the music. Like I was saying something in an interview recently. It was so funny. They were like, what's the similarities to you, Michael, and then what makes it different? And I was like, well, I this is very true. I'm very confident in my ability to dance and to sing and all that. Michael also was just really amazing. Like I was in Human Nature just outside the show recently, and I was like, this is so good. Like he is just such an. It's his music is such a like. It's just woven into the fabric of like American history in a way that I think like it's really hard to not just enjoy it, you know, even no matter what age.
Yeah, I feel like we've asked you this before, but like, what's the biggest thing you've learned from Michael Jackson and from playing him?
Oh, I think it's like prioritizing balance. Because like, you know, I portray someone who was an icon, who was very perfectionist. He was meticulous in everything he did, and he gave so much of himself for his career that, you know, it had its upsides and downsides too. And I am a person who's very can be very hard on myself and want to do a great job and put on a great performance, but also like just making sure to like, then make sure I keep in touch with my folks and my family. Make sure like my little brother's in college. Make sure like how's that going, and like talking to him, and like because you know I love what I do and I would do it even if I didn't get paid, but it is my job. So like just having a work-life balance I think is like really, really important. It's something I didn't think I would learn that from this show, but I was like, oh wow, no, that's something that really stuck out to me. After a while, I was like, yeah, it's really important to have a balance of both.
Is there a particular part of the show you enjoy the most? Like, I'm looking forward to this scene coming up. I'm ready to rock this.
Truly, I think it's the top of the show when I walk out, because it's what we talked about. Like sometimes the audience they lose their minds and sometimes they don't, and I'm like, okay, when they don't,
Are
I'm
you
like,
affected by that? By the way, if you don't hear like a
yes, but not a bad way. If they're not that active, I'm like, okay, cool, and so I'm like, I know to like, I'll make beat it a little extra, and then they're like, woo, and they're like, okay, I'm great, because I get it. They're like, you know, a lot of people who have not seen our show, they're like, they're excited. It's Michael Jackson, but also a little bit, you're like, all right, so what's this guy gonna do? Like, he's gonna be like Michael Jackson, or like, or is he gonna be like, and they're like, oh no, he's like Michael. Okay, good, great, awesome, cool. What's the rest of the show gonna be about? So I kind of like, you know, I love that. That's like kind of my favorite part. A little
That's
bit.
awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, here's the deal. We're gonna give caller 10 a pair of tickets for Halloween night right now.
All right, let's do it.
1-800-222-1067. And if you win, we highly encourage you to dress up. Right?
Yes, absolutely.
Any kind of like thriller character you want in the like,
Thriller, Michael Jackson, anything,
or Michael Jackson,
like,
right?
Or if you want just any Halloween, like, listen, we go all out. Like, we want to have fun. It's gonna be an amazing night. If you want to do something thriller, you want to do some. I mean, you could dress up as Prince. That'd be kind of interesting to come to our show dressed up as Prince. But
You do Prince.
do what you do.
I'll do Madonna.
Okay, there we go. Anything 80s works, really.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, Elijah Johnson, it's a pleasure. You've become a friend of the show.
Yeah,
We're so
you're
proud of you. I get goosebumps when I see you perform.
thanks.
And I'm so happy that MJ the Musical is still crushing it nonstop. And we love you.
Thank you so much for coming. For having me. I appreciate it. Thank you
Awesome.
so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
Elijah Johnson!
Yeah.
106.7